Alright, so last video cut off, but basically when I pumped this oil in, I was at this red line that was at 70 degrees. Now it's at 110 degrees, and you can see how much it raised. So there's probably a magical amount that you can put in. I could probably fill up to here, but obviously things expand when they get hot. So you see how it's already gained like a ½ inch of volume in the drum. So what I do here is I heat this up to about 120, 130 degrees, and then I let it sit in this box for about a week. About day 4, it cools down to room temperature. Winter time, you could probably go on ahead and pump it out then. Summertime, I think it can still settle a little bit more. The whole goal of this tank is to settle out the larger particles that weren't caught in the 80 micron screen, and also separate the water out a little bit. The centrifuge will polish it up even more, but this does a lot of work here. When the oil comes out of here, it's actually pretty decent looking after setting for that long. This box has insulation in it. It's 2x4 built, insulation in it, and then I put 5/8 drywall, which is fireproof drywall, and then I did this fireproof caulking everywhere around all the seams. It's kind of hard to see inside, but you can see more here, more on the door. Basically filled all the gaps, so I had fireproof caulking, and then I went back through and did the grill paint, which is pretty high temp, so that if there's ever fire in here, it'll be pretty self-contained. I have once had a fire in this box. I think probably the water down below actually got heated and then shot up. But basically these bottom 2x4s separate the two shells. One of them burnt almost all the way through, the other one burnt halfway through, which could be catastrophic. Not really sure why that happened, but I think it's from the water going up. The one thing that helped it is this box was like fairly sealed. I put this rubber padding on it, but it still had gaps. Now I went through and you can see up top a rubber spray foam that entire box basically, so that it is as about as airtight as I can possibly get it. I'll probably add a little more of this padding on it so that it seals up even tighter. But when I shut it, it's pretty tight, so I can shut it. It's all about timing these in the right spot, but it locks up pretty tight. And the goal of it being airtight is it will starve out the fire, which I think is the only reason that fire went out before, but it did burn for quite a while and it could have been worse. So that's that. If you don't have one of these, get on Amazon and get it. They're the best. Takes the lids off of 55-gallon drums, so you don't have to use pliers and everything else that everybody uses, screwdrivers and hammers. They work great and don't chew it up. Alright, so now it's been sitting there for a week. Here's the switch panel for this. I have it on a timer. And then it goes to these two timers. So right now I'm heating the top and bottom. If I just want to heat the top, I'd flip just this one, just the bottom this one. Now it's been sitting there for a week. We're ready to go up to the heat and settle tote. So I wired off of this box another switch. This switch goes down to this outlet down here. The outlet is for this pump. So this pump inside, you can't see this because it's all inside the drywall, but on the output of these tanks, which I didn't talk about either. So the lower one, so I can drain out the water and trash, I drain from about 8 to 10 inches up, and that's what I'll consider. Everything above this is pretty good. And then here we just welded on a 1-inch coupler, like black steel coupler, to the barrel, and then screwed in a water heater. So that's all you gotta do there to heat it. Since then, I found at McMaster-Carr you can buy these weld-on bungs. I'll show you later, and they are much cleaner and easier to weld, so I'd recommend those. They're about $4 a pop. But then this from the tank goes into the wall. There's another one down here. It goes into the wall. They join up and they come out right here together into this pump. This pump, when it turns on, then goes up. I put a one-way valve on it. Mainly because it's pumping up so far, and whenever you turn off the pump, it'll drop back everything else. I don't really want to go in there and stir up everything that's down there. I just kind of want it to be left alone. So I'm not sure if it's needed, but it's not that expensive, so I added it. That one goes up, and it's going to be this clear line here to heat and settle tote. I'm going to start another video for the next section.